My name is Wada McDaniel with EDM 310 at the University of South Alabama. And can you tell me what your name is, please?
My name is Lynette Parker, and I work with Prison Fellowship International.
Okay. And Prison Fellowship International is a nonprofit organization, isn't it?
Correct. It's a nonprofit, as you say. It's an association of Christian prison ministries in 124 countries.
Can you name a few of the countries?
Well, we're in all the regions except all geographical continents except Antarctica. So just a few countries to name. Colombia in South America, Brazil, Peru, Chile. I had meetings this morning with someone from Nicaragua, also. South Africa, Burundi, Rwanda. Then, throughout Europe, Romania. I cannot name all 124.
Well, that's good. Thank you. What is the mission statement of Prison Fellowship International?
Well, it's interesting that you ask that question. We're actually currently in a meeting that our organization does every 4 years, and part of what's being discussed is a change in the mission statement. We are looking at something that would be closer to transformed lives, reconciled relationships, and restored communities by engaging the church in communities and prisons to pursue justice and healing in response to crime.
Okay. So it's a Christian organization.
Yes, we are very much a Christian organization.
Okay. What is your position and job description within the company?
Well, I work within a department that's called the Center for Justice and Reconciliation. My position title is Program Manager. What I do is help the various fellowships around the world on justice issues. In some ways, I serve as a reference librarian, and anytime they have a justice question, they can come ask me. I just had a meeting with someone from El Salvador who has been approached by their Supreme Court and the U.S. Agency for International Development to put together a community service program for juvenile offenders. I also manage some programs.
Wonderful. Does PFI incorporate education into any of the programs that you have, especially for the juveniles?
Education is a big part of what prison fellowships do. I said we're a Christian organization, we do evangelism, but we also do what's called holistic ministry. And education is a huge part of that, in that a lot of prisoners, adults, do not have a good educational background. Many can't even read. Mm-hmm. So literacy programs, job training programs, helping people finish out their high school diploma, and some national prison fellowships, they have created high schools. I believe I want to say Cambodia created a high school in the facility because these kids were serving their sentences but weren't getting the education they needed and were missing out on all of that. So when they're released, what are they going to do?
Go back.
Keep offending, so that education helps. But also another area where we've done education is the children of prisoners. In some countries, children actually go to prison with their parents. And that's because there's no one else to care for them, so you'll have children living. So some prison fellowships have created primary preschools in prison for small children. They've also created educational programs for older children. 2 years ago, I visited Bolivia, where they've created a drop-in center. And the educational system in Bolivia is such that the kids are only in school half that day. So the second half of the day, they're at the drop-in center where they get some spiritual guidance and that type of assistance, but they also get tutoring. They help them with their homework, and they provide other assistance as well as a good meal. And it may be the only good meal they get in a day.
Okay. What goals does Prison Fellowship International have for the next year?
Well, we're in the process of discussing new strategic directions that we will focus on for the next 4 years. And in that, my area is highly recognized in the area of justice. One of the programs that I manage is called the Sycamore Tree Project, and it is our task, our goal in the next year to have 30 of our national ministries running this program. And it's an in-prison restorative justice program that brings together prisoners and unrelated victims. So these are not the victims of these prisoners. And they go through a series of 8 sessions, and they talk about different issues related to crime and its impact, and it helps prisoners understand that they actually harmed someone. They didn't just steal a car or sell drugs. They actually caused harm, which helps them think about offending in different ways, and actually has been seen to change their attitudes toward offending in ways that are known to lower recidivism.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Ms. Parker, for
You're
joining
welcome.
me today. And I will put a link to the company's website on my blog post, and the video will also be on YouTube. So thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Bye.